Joe from Daybreak Farm Gardens, bringing you another video. And today we're going to talk about rotational grazing. What is it and why do we do it? So rotational grazing is whatever size field you might have or whatever size woods you might have. Let's say you have 1 acre. You can let the pigs go, and the pigs go out into that 1 acre of field and they root around and they do what pigs do in that 1 acre. That is not rotational grazing. So if you take that same plot of land, that 1 acre of land, and you divide it up, let's say into 8 different paddocks, and then you allow the pigs into 1/8 of that 1 acre, and they're allowed to be there for 3 days, they're allowed to be there for 3 weeks, whatever it is, and then you rotate them to another paddock. They're not allowed to go back to the paddock they were just on. They aren't allowed to go to any other paddock, and then you do this consistently. That is called rotational grazing. You're managing your land, you're managing your livestock, and you're producing a better product, a better end product for the customer. Our setup is called a wagon wheel setup, and you can imagine a wagon wheel, and you have a wheel, you have a hub in the center, and then off of that hub to the outside of the wheel, you have spokes. So in our setup, we have what's called a sacrificial area, and that's the hub, and that's where the pigs eat, that's where the pigs drink, and that's where the pigs sleep. And then in between those spokes of the wheel, going out to the outer side of the wheel, you have different paddocks. And those paddocks are open for a period of time, depending on how much the pigs have impacted it. And only one of those areas is open at a time. And so the pigs go into that one area and they are in there for, let's say, 7 days, 14 days, 28 days, depending on their size, depending on how much rain we get, depending on how much they've disturbed the area. And then they come back into their hub. That paddock is closed off and another one is opened up, and they go into that new paddock. Now, why do we rotationally graze our pigs? So what our end goal is to have the most delicious pork that your money can buy. The pigs that we raise here on our farm, the number one reason why we raise these pigs are not for our customers. They're to fill our freezer. We raise the pigs for our eating. And when we raise them for our eating, instead of just raising 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or as is this year, we're raising 5 for ourselves, we are raising them for friends and family and for other people who care about what they eat, what their families are eating. They care about where their meat comes from and how it was raised. They want to make sure that it was a happy, stress-free animal, and they want to make sure that their animal was not only happy and stress-free, but it also was raised in a way that would be healthy for the pig. Because if the pig is healthy, if the meat that we're eating is healthy, it's going to be healthier for us. This is Joe from Daybreak Farm Gardens, trying not to learn everything the hard way.